because it is an interesting night for the Conservative Party, for sure. And joining me now, who will be watching developments very closely, is the sitting Conservative Member of Parliament, Philip Davies, the Conservative MP for Shipley, of course. Now, lots and lots of talk about by-election defeats since 2019, but is there any hope, Phil, that the Tories can hold on tonight?
I wouldn't have thought so, Tom. I think it'd be an absolute miracle if they did. I think that ship sailed quite a long time ago, to be perfectly honest.
And why do you think that is? What is it most about these seats? We've spoken before about the local factors here, a general anti-politics attitude from many constituents, or is it, do you think, national issues that will be coming to the fore here?
Oh, well, look, by-elections, all sorts of things come to the fore in by-elections. But look, we've been getting hammered in by-elections for the majority of this Parliament. I mean, we lost a 24,000 majority in Tiverton and Honiton. We lost a 23,000 majority in North Shropshire. They were back in, 2021, 22. This has just been the trend throughout this Parliament, and people are protesting. And the thing is that the government's got to do is not to dismiss those protests. They've got to listen to them and listen to why people are so unhappy, and people are unhappy for a whole range of reasons. Matt there has articulated quite a few of them. Obviously, the issue of immigration is one that we need to sort out, and I'm pretty sure we're certainly on the right track on legal immigration. Rishi Sunak's introduced changes to the rules to make sure that the number of people who are allowed into the country has come down. We also need to sort out the illegal immigration as well. We all know that. And so we've got to listen to what people are saying, listen to why people are so unhappy, and address them. But look, at the end of the day, the next general election is, I think it was Bill Clinton who said elections are a referendum on the future. And if you're unhappy about the state of the economy, which I am, and I think I heard Nigel Farage on GB News saying actually the Bank of England was more to blame than the government for the economic figures. But if you're unhappy about the state of the economy, the question is, who do you trust to deal with it? Do you trust a Labour Party that believes in taxing more and spending more? Do you believe in spending your way out of debt and taxing your way to growth? Who do you trust to sort out the immigration problem? A Conservative government trying to do something about it, or a Labour government that doesn't even care about it. So I don't accept that, just because people are really unhappy at the moment, and they are, and I know that from my own constituency, of course they're unhappy, but I don't think it therefore follows that at a general election people will not weigh up those options. I think actually who is the best to sort out these particular problems that they're unhappy about.
Phil, your party's running out of time. The message has been that there will be time to turn things around. But we learn this morning that for the last 2 quarters of 2023, the country actually dipped into a technical recession. We've been discussing the 5 pledges of the Prime Minister. It seems like he's only winning on one of them. How much longer does he need?
Well, he needs until the general election, doesn't he? And then at the general election, he needs to persuade people that our plan for the future of the country is better than the Labour Party's plan for the future of the country. And I'm pretty sure that when people look at those 2 options, they'll come to that conclusion. Well, yeah, look, Rishi Sunak, I mean, people treat Rishi Sunak as if he inherited a sort of an economic miracle and inherited a 30-point lead in the opinion polls. He actually inherited about a 30-point deficit in the opinion polls and a terrible situation. That's why he became Prime Minister, and he's been trying to stabilise the ship. I think that he has
stabilised it 20 points behind, Phil.
Well, look, there's still, I think I saw a poll last week that showed there were 12 points behind. There's a variety of polls, that show different things. I think Matt will be more of an expert than me on this. It probably depends how they carry out their method. But yeah, look, we've got a mountain to climb. We had a mountain to climb when he took over. We've still got a mountain to climb, but that doesn't mean to say that mountains can't be climbed. And the question is, do we have the right plans to deal with the problems the country's facing? And if we cut taxes in the budget, if we get the Rwanda plan up and running, then I think that people might conclude, well, actually, yes, it has been a sticky period and we have gone through a turmoil. And by the way, much of this turmoil has been caused by locking down the economy, which some of us warned at the time during COVID that was a complete disaster, and we were poo-pooed at the time, but I think we've been proved to be correct. But the question is, who do people trust in the future? And we've got to persuade people when the general election comes that we are a better bet than the Labour Party. That's in effect what the next election will be decided by, and it's our task in the next few months.
Now, it has been fascinating today to read of just how many European countries are in the same economic doldrums as we are. It's not just the United Kingdom that's in a technical recession at the moment. Our neighbours in Ireland, Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands. We've heard about the economic malaise of Germany as well. Frankly, is whoever has the reins of the British economy in a poisoned chalice?
Well, look, everyone suffered from the same international phenomenon. We've all suffered from the fact that everybody followed like sheep and locked down their economy. We've all suffered the inflation from all opening up the economy all at the same time and having a huge boost in people, in demand, which caused a huge spike in inflation. We've all suffered from the war in Ukraine and the impact of that. We've all suffered from high energy prices and higher food prices and high inflation and higher interest rates. That's not just the UK that's happened where that's happened the world over. And it would have happened if there'd been a Labour government who wanted to lock down the economy for even longer, if I recall. So look, it wouldn't have been any different if Labour had been in office. They would have faced exactly the same pressures. The question the country will have to decide is who's best to deal with those particular issues. And I still maintain that if you want to get economic growth, a party that's instinct is to cut taxes rather than put them up is a better place to do it. If your problem is immigration, a party who's actually trying to solve the problem is better than a party that doesn't even care about the problem. And so I sort of think that when a general election comes, and if we have some debates between the leaders, I don't think it's impossible that people will conclude, however reluctantly, that actually the Conservatives are a better bet to deal with the challenges the country faces than the Labour Party that doesn't have a clue about any of the challenges the country faces.
Yeah, Phil, you're completely right about the global situation. We've seen interest rates shoot up in the United States of America, in Canada, in the European Central Bank, in Australasia as well. But frankly, to some extent, we had this argument in 2010. The Conservative Party would say it's a Labour Party recession, and the Labour Party would say it's a global financial crisis. It feels like the shoe is on the other boot, or is on the other foot at this point in time. The pendulum might have swung. World events sometimes just turn up, and as one former Prime Minister once said, events, dear boy, events. But Phil, we'll be back with you later in the programme. Philip Davies, MP for Shipley, Conservative Member of Parliament there. We really thank you for your time.